So over here is the northwest corner of the lot, and at this time of day, which is mid-afternoon, it's completely shaded by the awful jungle of Mexican pepper tree, Brazilian peppers, sorry, but also by these beautiful two giant California sycamores, or western sycamores, depending on what you prefer. And they just provide all this shade for that area in this time of year. And in between them is some kind of an oak tree. And Rob Moore was our landscape architect that laid out the original design for this. And Rob told me that that darn thing is an English oak. I don't know why somebody would plant an English oak when we have such fine varieties of California oaks. The Native West crew came in, they took all the lawn out, cut our dry creek bed down to here, put in this little auxiliary branch of dry creek bed to tie into it, put all the rock in, and I put a bunch of succulents in there. But the other thing I put in a lot of is this Santa Cruz Island buckwheat. And boy, was that a good choice. At this time of year, it comes out and it's got this blossom that just has the slightest pink tinge to it. Here's another one that's larger, been here over a year. And by the way, they've really grown healthily. I like them so much that I ended up putting in some more like this. But here's some more of the larger one in the shade, and look how striking that is. And then this blossom will start to get darker, so that by the time you get over to the fall and even around Christmas time, that has turned to chocolate brown. You know, and it's a nice chocolate brown. You don't say, oh well, that's dead and awful. It's really quite attractive. So it goes from this shade all the way over to chocolate brown, and just really has a great character. Besides the Santa Cruz Island buckwheat, I also put in some St. Catherine's lace, which is this one right here over in the shade. And this guy is, look how big it is in comparison with the one over here, which is in full sun, at least in the morning up to mid-afternoon. And so this one in the full sun is a much smaller plant, but its blossom is advanced. It's grown out more. But anyway, I just think these are going to be great. St. Catherine's lace, once again another plant from the Channel Islands, just like the Santa Cruz Island buckwheat there. The varieties of Toyon, but this one right here, which now stands 3 going on 4 feet, and this one is called Davis Gold, different variety, and it's coming along just fine. This one is in a completely shady spot in the summertime, but in the wintertime, as the sun sinks lower in the sky and that slanting, in the winter, the slanting light comes in. So this, and all of these up here that are now shaded will get winter sun. Well, going from success to failure, we'll get over here and look at these beauties right here. Now, this is the Santa Cruz Island buckwheat, and those are going to come along just fine. But these are the Penstemon Margarita BOP. And you know, that one looks sort of okay. And that one at least is, you know, alive. But they are not thriving here, and I don't know exactly why. I guess you can't win them all. Last fall I decided that I'd take some of the agave that grows around the side of the house, and I'd move them out here, and so I've put some there, and sort of each corner of the dry creek bed. Added a couple little small ones there, and then down in the dry creek bed are various kinds of succulents. This one here is the petal plant for obvious reasons. And then down there is the blue Chalksticks. When we added some plants last fall, and we put in a new variety of Cleveland sage. And this one is Arroyo Azul. And you can see that right there. And so they get a little bit of mixed sun, mixed shade. And I think they'll probably do just fine there. Up here we also have some Ceanothus, a couple different varieties. This is the Sierra Blue, and this one is Yankee Point. I had another variety in here, and it got cooked on this slope. So what I have learned about this location of mine is, even though if we look out there, at least on a clear day, it's hazy out there today, but we're about 20 miles from the ocean. But we're not really coastal, at least not when it comes to planting instructions. We're not coastal. We have to consider ourselves inland. So for instance, when it says coastal full sun or inland part shade, I have to go along with the inland part shade part. Otherwise, I will cook some of these plants. But here you get some idea of what this little area looks like, even though it's in deep shade right now, but maybe you can get some idea. And it's slowly coming along. I guess while I'm here, I'll tell you about the jungle. This is the jungle that exists on the property line. So this is actually all on the neighbor's property. And it's got some plants in there that are okay. But this one is not okay. That is not okay. That is Brazilian pepper. And so we got a jungle right here. It's not all Brazilian pepper, but there's too much of it. And that thing puts off seeds, or anyway, somehow it manages to bomb the whole property all the way over there to the east side. Those seedlings will come up and take root and start taking off. And they're easy to pull out in the beginning, but you're going to have to chop them out after that. And then you run the risk that whatever you've left behind is going to sprout again. Stay away from Brazilian pepper. Very, very invasive. Unbelievably invasive. That guy is not your friend, nor is that guy.